Maybank Islamic Berhad is an Islamic bank from Maybank Group. It established an Islamic banking subsidiary in the year 2008. In Asia, it is largest Islamic bank and leading market share in all sectors with total assets of more than RM91 billion. Maybank Islamic is an industry-recognized icon and continues to lead the industry in developing new, innovative and competitive products. Its diverse products and services are available through a network of more than 400 Maybank branches in Malaysia and other countries. Bank Muamalat is a major Islamic bank compliant with 2013 Islamic Financial Service Act and founded on October 1, 1999. Basically, Bank Muamalat is a non-financial company that offers deposit accounts, asset management, automobiles, housing, personal financing, and so on. It operates a number of 67 branches across the country and it is also a part of DRB HAQIM Berhad Group.
To deal with the Sharia consistent component of their organizations and tasks, IFIs require a bunch of institutional systems. The Sharia governance system separates the IFIs from their conventional equivalents by being distinct and unique to the corporate governance structure. As a feature of the board's role and responsibility to advance maintainable development and funds for the sufficiency of the IFI, the board needs to regulate serious areas of strength for an administration system that is reasonable for the size, intricacy and nature of IFI work. Islamic finance expects that Sharia governance or administration legitimize monetary items in accordance with Sharia standards and it educates on each progression regarding each agreement.
The next importance of Sharia governance is implies Sharia pronouncements, dissemination of information, and an internal Sharia compliance review. Islamic financial institution requires further authoritative arrangement plans as Sharia commissions to meet the strict necessities of Sharia compliance in all parts of deals. As to extend the Sharia governance framework, it covers the pre and post parts of Sharia compliance. The previous is connected with the issuance of Sharia choices and the dispersal of Sharia-related data, while the last option is the standard yearly inner Sharia audit process. Another one is to expand the knowledge base of the Islamic financial institutions. Individual who has commitments that are characterized in the Sharia administration systems expected to have a suitable skills, keep on working on their insight and appreciation of the Sharia, and remain current on the latest progressions in Islamic financial practices, to guarantee that the growth of Sharia inside the Islamic financial institution continues to evolve in a positive direction. Other than that, the board is obligated to empower the Sharia committee, which consists of individuals who are knowledgeable about Sharia and Islamic finance, and who strive to consistently improve their level of expertise using a range of teaching methods. The board consults with professionals in related fields, including economists, accountants, and lawyers, in order to guarantee Sharia committee receives suitable advice and assistance.
Differences between GSIFI, IFSB, and SGF approaches. The differences is about the term of approaches. We move to the GSIFI first. A bank, insurance firm, or another monetary establishment that use them as a feature of obligatory administrative necessity in purview. A few Islamic financial establishments likewise take as the premise of their inner administration and rule. For the IFSB, the Islamic Services Board (IFSB) is a worldwide group of regulatory and administrative organizations that have sufficiency and dependability of the financial service industry, which incorporate banking, capital business sector, and protection of insurance. For the SGF, the soundness of the Islamic financial framework is subject to Sharia administration and governance. The foundation of a sound Sharia administration structure has public confidence in Islamic monetary association operateness, the board and business tasks.
Next, I explain about important omission between Governance Standard Islamic Financial Institution, Islamic Financial Service Board, Sharia Governance Framework. Governance Standard Islamic Financial Institution approve their conformity with Islamic lesson in all functional exercise of the Islamic financial institution, including the board, organization, activity, item, and administration. The all-around organized Sharia administration process is essential to keeping up with Sharia consistency in the authoritative act of Islamic financial institution. Islamic Financial Service Board is mission to advance the soundness and strength of Islamic finance administration industry, and they seek to achieve its mission by publishing and facilitating the implementation of monitoring and oversight and other initiatives that promote knowledge sharing and collaboration. Sharia governance framework is an integral part of the stability of the Islamic financial system. Systemizing a strong Sharia administration structure improve public trust in respectability, the board and business execution of Islamic monetary establishment.
JSIFI are represented governance standard for Islamic financial institution. There are a few key points that need to be focused on. Firstly, Sharia Supervisory Board appointment, conversation and report. There will be a supervisory board that are specialized in juris in fiqh al-muamalat that consists of at least 3 members or more. The second one is Sharia Review. By Muamalat, the Sharia Committee is directed by its terms of reference, which incorporate, in addition to other things, the essential obligation, while Maybank Islamic Berhad, there are a product review that guarantee items are Sharia compliant in accordance with the goal of the Sharia Advisory Council. And the internal Sharia. Maybank Islamic Berhad and Bank Muamalat require all internal Sharia reviewers to be skilled and have the relevant academic background and training. And Governance Committee for FIFIS. Maybank Islamic Berhad and Bank Muamalat to lay out a review and administration panel at the board level comprising of something like 3 individuals designated by the BOD from non-chief and autonomous board individuals. Is the independence of Sharia Supervisory Board. The Sharia Board is prohibited from delegating its Sharia oversight decisions to external parties because cannot include focus from the same FIFS.
Next point is IFSB for Maybank Islamic and Bank Muamalat. The Islamic Financial Service Board (IFSB) is a worldwide standard-setting association that advance and reinforce the sufficiency and dependability of the Islamic financial administration industry by giving worldwide prudential guidelines and core value for the business, which is extensively characterized to incorporate the banking, capital, business sector, and protection area. Okay, next point is it is chiefly keen on a guarantee the sufficiency and soundness of the Islamic financial service industry, comprehensively categorized to incorporate banks such as Maybank Islamic and Bank Muamalat, capital business sector and protection like insurance. Okay, last point for the IFSB. Maybank Islamic support 2 global associations in May, including the 12th Islamic Financial Service Board (IFSB). His standard setting first and foremost work of the IFSB consider the need to take care of the specificities of the Islamic financial administration or a service industry, while supplementing existing globally acknowledged norm and the best practice. That's all point for the IFSB. Thank you.
Hi, I will discuss about perform effective analysis on STF approach towards Islamic Maybank and Muamalat Bank. Our side responsibility and obligation additionally perform a board examination of STF in Maybank and Muamalat Bank, of which BOD, Sharia Advisory Group and Executive. Okay, next. The competency of the Sharia Committee has adequate information of fund in common and Islamic bank in specific. Besides Islamic, this bank personal and regular the obligation of the person Sharia committee is to have a look at the confidentiality principle at all times. And lastly, activity methods additionally perform a broad examination of SGS in Maybank and Muamalat Bank. That's all from me. Thank you.
First issue, transparency, consistency and disclosure by Sharia governance. In most countries with predominantly Muslim, Islamic law has been separated from common law practice. Applying Islamic business law in its entirety in actual commercial transactions is a difficult undertaking for Sharia governance. Many IFI continues to ignore the requirement of this despite its importance as endorsement of its compliance with Sharia principles. Second issue, independence of a Sharia board. For a long time, the subject of Sharia board independence has been a source of contention. One problem is that IFI pay Sharia board members and there could be a conflict of interest if they are tempted to approve illegal or questionable business in order to stay on the board. This issue also emerged as a result of the money received by members of the Sharia. This compromised the neutrality of its advising role as well as the board reporting.
Other Sharia governance issue on Islamic bank is competency and conflict of interest. According to a study on Islamic banking practice, 76.6% of Sharia board members have training and qualification, 8.6% know both Sharia and commercial law, and just 11.4% know Sharia law and economics. This position may impact the Sharia board efficiency, especially in terms of producing solid and tangible Sharia judgments, as they must have the requisite professional knowledge and training in addition to Sharia competency. Next is legal status of the Sharia pronouncements. There was some debates about whether they were binding on IFIS courts or other connected institutions. It was a survey to highlight an important topics. This study shows that the Sharia governance system has flaws and gaps, notably making the Sharia board decision obligatory and mandatory. They have already provided a clear legislative provision on the superiority of the Sharia board decisions based on the existing Sharia governance architecture in various nations.
The Islamic monetary and financial framework in Malaysia has been viewed as one of the most thorough frameworks in the world. The framework or regulation stretched out past guaranteeing steadiness and trust in monetary framework as it is likewise a social shaper of market players. The Sharia governance framework is significant for Islamic banks to lay out Sharia standards. Every Islamic bank such as Maybank Islamic Berhad and Bank Muamalat can run with regulations and precautions that have been set in Sharia governance to protect the welfare and necessities of Muslims